Hello everyone, thanks for checking out the video. If you haven't checked it out already, please go to the Facebook group. Don't Tell My Wife. If you're a 112 collector, we are having a great community there and you really need to be a part of it because we're doing a contest this weekend running till May the 4th. We're giving away a Count Dooku Figuarts figure. So if you don't have this figure, if you want it, all you have to do is be a member of the group and you'll have an opportunity. So taking a look at the newly released Mafex number 201, the Boba Fett from the Mandalorian. You can take a look at the side, you can take a look at the back. This figure's been delayed a lot. I think it was originally scheduled to come out January or February. We're now nearly May. So here's the figure. Let's take a look at the insert. It's a nice insert, a little bit of Tatooine. So taking a look at the accessories, comes with a bunch. These are the flames from the rocket from the backpack, the jetpack. Here is the little missile projectile that fires from his knee. That's actually a really cool piece. It's a nice piece. Easy to take off, easy to put on. So this flame effect is a little bit of a miss for me. It's a nice piece. It looks nice. The sculpt is really nice. The coloring on that translucent plastic is nice, but we'll get into why I'm not a big fan in a moment. The hook that shoots from his gauntlet, standard piece from pretty much all of the Mandalorian type figures these days. Here's his pistol. It's a nice sculpt. A very nice paint app on it as well. So yeah, nice piece. Nice gun. So moving along, here is the blaster rifle from Jedi that he has. Really nice coloring on it. Very nice sculpt. This is a very, very nice gun. Here is the missile that fires from his jetpack. This seems to be a standard accessory now with these Mandalorian type figures. Here's the jetpack with that little bit of armor plating on the back. I guess it's supposed to be battle damaged. I don't know. Here's how it attaches on the back of the figure. So for the hands keep going in and out of focus. I apologize for that. It's going to happen a bit. But here are the kind of open, relaxed hands. Here are the fingers pointing down. I'm guessing this is for the pistol. If I'm wrong, if they're for something else, please let me know. But I think that's what these fingers sticking out like that on the hand, I think that's what these hands are for. Could be wrong, probably wrong, but I think that's what it's for. Here are the open, relaxed hands. It's kind of dangling there. And the pointing fingers, which a lot of these companies, they really love including these type of hands. I'm not really sure why. I guess it's alright to have them. And here are the trigger fingers for both the left and the right hand. Good paint on the hands. Came out very good. Now, the cherry on top, the head sculpt. This is a fantastic head sculpt. Look at that. I mean, you know who that is. I mean, compare that with the Figuarts Qui-Gon Jinn, which I reviewed this week, and, you know, no seam down the side of the head. This is great. Excellent, excellent head sculpt. So, moving along, here's the figure. Get a little bit of a look at the figure. Here he is up close. The helmet, the chest, the armor from the side. He's got a lot of girth, this guy. Guess that's what happens when you spend however long inside the belly of the Sarlacc. So it's a good piece. The sculpting is very, very nice. The paint apps are excellent. I don't have any issues with the paint apps on my figure. As you can see, that little bit of soft goods hanging there. Now, I will say that he doesn't stand as well as I'd like. The balance isn't that great. But for articulation, the head goes down to about there. As you can see, that turtleneck thing is kind of obstructing it, and he goes up to about there. To the side, about that much range, and to the other side, about the same, maybe a little bit less. Now, turning the head, I go about 90 degrees before that material starts bunching up, and I don't really want to damage it, so I stopped it there. Now, the arm, it's an up and down, as you can see. It has the slightest butterfly joint, not much at all. Moving the arm forward was a little bit hard at first. You have to pull the arm down out of the socket in order to get it to go up. You obviously also have to move those shoulder guards as well. You have to pull it down like that in order to get it up, as you can see. And it only goes up to about 90 degrees. That's disappointing. I would have liked a little bit better. So, same on the other hand, on the other arm. You do have a bicep swivel, which is nice. Very happy with that. I would only use it on the left. I don't want to mess up those wires. They're on the right arm. For the arm at the elbow, you get about 90 degrees on both sides. Again, a little bit disappointing there. And going out to the side, you also get about 90 degrees. For the ab crunch, it goes down only slightly. I would have liked better on the articulation here, only because he's got that jetpack with the missile, and I thought it would have looked really cool having that missile fire out with a little bit more range in the back. Now the back piece, the back articulation is hindered by this armor here, so you're not getting backwards movement beyond that. The swivel is good. The swivel is very nice. As you can see, you get a good amount of range on it. You can see from the side here. And moving down with the leg, you do have the drop leg. Comes down. Both sides. Pull it down, you get about that much range on a split. And the forward split, you get a lot better range. Goes out to about there. So moving the legs, you see that belt is not attached. Moves around a little bit. For the knees, you get 90 degrees. There's no swivel on the boot at all, which is disappointing. You get the toe articulation. You don't get a rocker on the feet. Another disappointing aspect, and the feet go up and down about that much. So the right foot is down, the left foot is up, and that's the range you're going to get. So the articulation is disappointing on this, I'm not going to lie. It was very disappointing. The sculpt is great, the articulation not so great. So to take off that back piece, it's not that hard. You just got to fiddle around with it. Move that head, it helps, and then you just pull that back piece off, and then you attach the jetpack. When the jetpack is attached, it doesn't offset the balance at all, so you don't have to worry about posing. He will hold the balance, he will hold the pose. Now for the gauntlet, taking this hose out, you have to remove this piece, and then you have to pry off that top part of the gauntlet. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a little bit. I have to stop the video for a second to do it, only because it doesn't give much, and I was a little bit nervous that I was gonna break it. But don't worry, it's really on there tight. As long as you remove that hose, it'll be fine. So here you can see him with his all of his little pieces attached. There's his rocket from his knee. He's got the flame effect, and he's got the rocket shooting out of the jetpack. The hose does not attach to that gauntlet. That is disappointing. The piece does not fit inside. No matter what I did, what I tried, whether it was on the figure or off the figure, it wouldn't go in. So, another disappointing aspect to it. But the pose is good. A little bit of a rocker on the foot would have been even better there, as you can see. So for range, for scale, you can see him next to the Mafex Terminators. Comes in about the same as Arnold, a little bit less than the endoskeleton. Here he is with the Figure Watts Thanos and the 185 Mafex Spider-Man. Here he is with Qui-Gon Jinn, the Figure Watts that just released, and the Mafex 200, the Mandalorian 2.0. They're about the same height. Now here he is with the previously released Mafex Boba Fetts. There is the Jedi on the left and the Empire on the right. As you can see, the helmets are different sizes, which I know it's based on the show, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The armor is a little bit different. The armor is wider on the new Boba Fett, which is one reason it's called Boba Fett. So you get a little bit of difference also down on the knee pads. They're much bigger on the new release, on the new Boba Fett 201. So let's take a look at the back. You can see that the coloring of the jetpack is more in line with the Empire one rather than the Jedi one. I know that this is supposed to be a repaint, but you know, a little bit of consistency would have been nice. The back of the figure's helmet is also different. So of course the helmets are a different size, they're a different sculpt to the back. That back part of the helmet, it's a thinner, smaller sculpt than the previously released Mafex Boba Fett's, as you can kind of see there. So, final thoughts. I would give the figure probably a 7 out of 10. The articulation, the lack of it is disappointing. But with that being said, it is a good figure. That head sculpt is perfect. It's amazing. So I do recommend this. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Take care and see you next time.